part 11. We're back. We're going to finish the eyelash in this one, and it just doesn't look that bad. I'm not overly excited about it, but I'm not underly excited about it either. Okay, so I'm going to hide the head real quick and select these top faces. I'll bring the head back and kick it into wireframe mode, and I'm just going to bring these down. So I'm going to move on the Z-axis like that, and then maybe rotate them a skosh just to try and line up this eyelash. Let's kick it into wireframe mode. So this one's kind of wonky a little bit. Again, I'm going to hide the head mesh just so see, there's some overlap here, and that can just be visually confusing. So you can just hide the head mesh, and then with the eyelash object selected, kick over into front view, and then select this face and this face. Okay, and kick over into front view, and then go into face mode and select extrude individual faces, and then pop them out like that. Okay, once you've popped them out, scale them down. Okay, and then you can select one right here and move it, and you can select the other one and move it. Okay, now what we're doing is we're going to build out these little eyelash flares. You see these guys? Okay, so this one, and you can scale it down if you need to, which is fine. Then bring that down like that. And then this one, same thing. Scale it, bring it up like that. Okay, now it's not nearly where it needs to be, so we can, you kind of form it. You bring that over like this. You bring this down like that. Right? You guys have been modeling long enough now to where you can make something look the way you know it needs to look. Scale that in, bring this over like that. I'm going to add some more geometry right here, like that. Pull this up, bring this up like that, keep that like that. Oh, goodness gracious, did not mean to do that. Pull this over, pull this up like that, pull that down like that. Get these kind of set up to do what we just did again. Okay, you guys with me so far? Not too shabby. And then on this side, we're going to do the same exact thing. Okay, so we'll select, with face select this one, this. So shift select this, and this face. Nope. We want the top faces selected. 1, 2, 3. Face, extrude individual faces. Bring those out like that. Okay. Bring them in like that. Scale them all in like that. And then we can bring this one down. This one over like that, and this one up like that. Now we can take two of them how they need to be taken to. Okay, so you want to make sure that at the very least they're all pointing out. You don't want them to be like buried inside the head. You see that? How they're kind of buried. Yeah, that's not what you're looking for. So click 1, 2, 3. I want a side view. Well, this one's actually already out pretty well. This one might even need to come back a little bit. Okay, so we'll move it along the y-axis. Bring this one out along the y-axis like that. And then these are completely hidden, so these need to come out completely. Okay, so we select 1, 1, and 2. And then we'll grab along the y-axis and bring these out so that they can be seen. Okay. Like that. You also notice that they look a little jagged. Okay, so every one of these is going to need a loop cut. And then in this, you can kind of rotate it and scale it in to make it look like it needs to look, right? Add some shape to it. Same thing here. We're going to add a loop cut to all of these, and it just kind of scale it in a little bit. Or you don't even need to scale all of it in. You can just scale a piece of it in, and the other piece is out like that. Okay, same thing here. See how this is kind of jagged and this swoops up? You know, it's like, well, it's a lash. Okay, let's scale that in, bring this down, rotate that up like that. And then same thing over here. We'll bring this down, rotate that over like that. Like that. And then rotate that down. Grab it. You see, we're just adding a tiny little bit of curvature. There you go. Nice. Okay. Now she got some eyelashes. She's starting to come to life. Okay. So we need to kind of split this right here. So let's select this and delete this face. Okay. And then select this, this, and this. These 4, and delete vertices, and it should get rid of that whole thing. Perfect. Okay, we need to create 2. We only had 1 block right there. We need to create 2. So don't panic. Rule number 1, don't panic. Let's Alt select this edge loop and fill it with a face. So now there's 1 face right there. Now let's create a loop cut and just cut the whole thing in half, just like that. Okay? So great. So now we should have, in theory, where before we only had 1, now we have 2. So let's select this and this face right here. So let's go up to face, extrude individual faces, and we're going to pull both of them out like that. Then let's bring them down and scale them. Okay, now we're going to take this top one and bring it up like that. Scale it. Bring this bottom one down like that. And scale it. Okay. We're going to bring this out a little bit more. Like that. Okay. Let's click on that. Oh, both of these need to come out a little bit more. Okay. Well, that's great to know. let's do this and this. And then bring these out on the y-axis. There you go. So there's one. And then this can be pushed back a little bit. For the most part, there you go. Okay. Let's do some form fitting, right? Let's pull this back a little bit. Pull this back a little bit like that. Pull this back a little bit. Pull this back a little bit. There's definitely some extra geometry floating around. Not sure why that's there, you guys, to be totally honest with you. That bad, and it's still kind of jagged. So let's click over from simple back into Catmull Clark, and okay, that's looking nice and smooth. You can see we still have some touch up to do, so I'm going to hide the head mesh. This looks okay down here. Maybe pull this up down a little bit like that. Pull this out like that. Bring this. I'm okay. Oh, this might need to come out a little bit. Like that. This is okay. Doing great. Okay, so we click face select, get 1, shift click 2, shift click 3, and then the same thing that we did before. Do you remember what we did before? We're gonna go shift D to duplicate it, and we'll bring it up. Now we're just gonna build out this brow. It's a little too smooth right now. Let's go back to the basic simple geometry that we had over here. And let's start building this guy out, right? Okay, so we got vertex selected. Right here, we'll do one of these. Bring this over here like this. This is old hat to you by now. You guys, look at you. Modeling. Bunch of modelers. Bunch of frickin' modelers. Nicely done, you guys. You're doing great. hope this is accessible. I hope it's accessible. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing we did last time. You remember what we did last time? You hit L, and we link everything. Link it, and then come up here and go extrude faces along normals. And if our geometry is okay, you go down. I don't want to go down. I'll go up like that. Here we go. And we just build out this bad boy just like that. And then we're going to come over here and extrude and just build out a whole new section. And drop it down. Probably rotate that a little bit like that. Probably scale that in a little bit like that. And not bad. These top two. Drop these two down like that. These like that. Okay, with our rough geometry in place, we're going to go back over to our subdivision surface modifier, kick it back into Catmull, and we can see that now we have some, some scaling to do. Okay, so when we scale this up a little bit, and we grab it and bring it over, and then maybe we select these, and we scale this up a little bit, bring it up like that. And we scale this up like that. Maybe we just bring this up like that. Maybe we want to scale that a tiny little bit. And then over here, same thing. Maybe scale that, and then bring it like that. So do you see how the subdivision surface affects the geometry depending on what level you have it at and where it is? And I mean, this is a feel thing, right? And one mode makes it easy for you to see what you're working with and to align the geometry, and the other mode kind of lets you know how it's actually going to look. So let's kick over into solid view, turn our head back on, and we can't see it. Okay, kind of like the eyelash now. We need to model this guy. We need to bring it out so that we can actually see the eyebrow in space. So let's we got one selected. Let's hit L, and that links everything. And then let's bring it out a little bit like this, like that. So that looks fine right there. But it's not fine because the second we turn, it's way the hell out here. So we need to align this brow kind of like in the head. Remember how we did with the ear back here? We're going to do the exact same thing with the brow, and we're going to do that with, let's turn proportional editing on. We want it to be sharp, okay? So we do want this to be back like that, and then we want, oh no, unintentionally selected these down here, just this right here. That. Pull these in like that. Okay, so that looks fine. Let's go to front view. Select all. No, I don't want to do that. I just want linked. That's what I want. I want to shift D and have that. But before I do, let's go in on wireframe mode. And you see we're going to make this little accent right here. So let's go here. Let's select these guys like that. Delete vertices. And then round this out with F. You see what I did right there? I'll do that a little bit slower. I selected all of my vertices, and I just hit F, and that adds a face. Okay. Now I want to see what the geometry looks like, so I'm gonna kick it back into simple, and we'll get everything in position. So we'll hit all. No, we don't want to hit all. We'll hit L. That selects what's linked. And we'll move this over. Oh, excuse me. Do you see what's still on? Proportional editing. Escape out of that. Undo proportional editing. Bring this over. scale this down. Okay, I'm gonna grab these, bring this over like this, rotate like that, scale that like that, bada bing bada boom, bring that like that, scale that like that, bring that like that, rotate that like that, that's what I'm talking about, scale that down, and bring it in like so. You know, maybe bring these out a little bit like that, because again, when we flip it back from simple to Catmull, we're gonna see, well, let's do that. See, we need to make it a little bit bigger, and that's totally fine. So let's scale this up, bring that over like that, bring that over like that, scale it up, bring it over like that, scale it up. I think that looks good. Scale and bring that a tiny bit like that. Okay, let's kick one of these. How's that look? Alright, might be a little bit too far out. That's okay. Select all, and we'll just bring this back a little bit. Like that, like that. Kind of. You think good? Yeah, I think that's good. Control S to save. Looking sharp. The side view needs to be tailored a little bit, and we'll touch that up. For the most part, not too shabby, huh? All right, so we got the brow. It needs to be touched up. We got this little accent. We got the lash finished. In the next video, we'll do the bottom part of this lash and build out the eye, and really kind of finish the head, at the very least, the base mesh of the head. And we're about to start with the body. Just a few more things. I hope you're doing well. I know it's long and slow and arduous and meticulous and piece by piece and step by step, and but if you're here now, thank you. Like, good job. I hope you're getting something out of this. I hope it's something that you find beneficial. I hope it's something that you find enjoyable and maybe even educational and entertaining. So it is late in my part of the world, so in this last video, I feel like I found myself hitting Control Z more often than I normally do. So when that usually means it's time to go to sleep. So let's Control save our work, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. Okay, guys, good night.